Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm making my predictions for this year's edition of Money in the Bank. Our first match is the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, which will feature Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, Santos Escobar, Butch, Damian Priest, and Logan Paul. For this match, I don't have a good feeling about any of the winners becoming World Champion or Universal Champion when they win this briefcase. I just feel like both world titles are kind of in their own kind of universe right now, and I don't see any of these guys as interjecting themselves and taking the championship. But it seems like the top two people that everyone's picking to win this match are LA Knight and Logan Paul, and I think third would be Damian Priest to kind of play off the Judgment Day, kind of where him and Balor kind of not seeing eye to eye deal that they got going on. So with all that being said, my pick to be the 2023 Mr. Money in the Bank is LA Knight. With the reactions this man is getting, I feel like WWE needs to strike while the iron's hot and give him the briefcase. Now, as I said before, I don't see him or really anyone in this match becoming champion, but I feel like he's one of the guys who can contain this briefcase for a long period until maybe, just maybe, he feels like he could be the guy to become world champion. So now on to match number 2. And that'll be for the Intercontinental Championship, where Gunther will be putting his title on the line against Matt Riddle. With all the adversity Matt Riddle's facing, I think that'll stack up against him and he will get a humanly large slap to the chest and lose to Gunther here when Gunther defeats him at Money in the Bank. With Gunther on the precipice of becoming the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in WWE history, I don't see him losing the title at least until that record's broken, and he's still not at that, and I think Riddle will just be another number in the record books for Gunther's Intercontinental Championship reign. That'll go down as the longest in history for now. Now on to our next match. And this will be a Can You Believe This Crowd match, where we'll see Cody Rhodes take on Dominic Mysterio. Now for me, I can see this match going either way, where Cody just lost in his last PLE match to Brock Lesnar, so he'll get back on track potentially with a win. But I think maybe, just maybe, Brock Lesnar takes the trip across the pond to old London town and could be making an appearance here. And I just have a strong feeling this could be the return of Brock Lesnar now that Cody's kind of tapered down the whole calling Brock out. And I think Brock shows up and helps Dominic Mysterio defeat Cody Rhodes. For me, I just don't see Cody getting into the World Heavyweight title scene, so that one's out. And I feel like the Universal title's kind of tied up in something right now, so I don't see where Cody could go. And I think with Brock potentially showing up here, this sets up his match for SummerSlam, and him and the Beast go at it in some kind of crazy match. Whether a Hell in a Cell shows up, Cody gets his wish for a dog collar match, or something else crazy that someone hasn't thought of yet. And I also think with Dominic getting the win here, he'll just bypass the help from Brock Lesnar and use that to I defeated Cody Rhodes and I'm actually better than you think I am, even though you did nothing to win this match, sir. And that'll just add to him getting booed more and more and more and more. And that guy on the train who was talking to me back in September of 2021, I wonder how he's feeling right now. So now on to our next match. And this will be for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, where Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are putting the titles on the line against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Now, there's a small part of me that thinks the titles could be going back to Morgan and Rodriguez, because as we've seen with these Women's Tag Team titles, they don't have the greatest track record of staying with the champions for long. But I feel like with the champions currently having Ronda Rousey attached to them, I think her and Shayna Baszler would be winning this match. With Baszler and Rousey just unifying the titles, which this is the first time we've seen WWE unify the titles as of late. The other set of title that was unified with this one just disappeared in a week. But with them just doing that, I think they will keep these tag team titles, and I just don't see where this tag division shakes out, because it kind of feels like it's starting a new little run here, a new breed, new blooming of the women's tag team division, where we'll just see a bunch of different teams start showing up, and we'll see how they intertwine and mix together. But whoever are the new teams, they'll be going at it with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, who'll be keeping the titles at Money in the Bank. So now on to match number 5. And that'll be our last title match, and it'll be for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, where Seth Rollins will put his championship on the line against Finn Balor. This match is also the YouTube Shorts hype video match of the week, or the PLE, whatever I would call these from now on. So when it comes to Rollins and Balor, with Balor just seemingly like being in his own head and Rollins getting the crowd on him and all this, I think Seth Rollins retains the World Heavyweight Championship here, and I feel very good about it. I can also see this feud continuing where Balor summons the Demon at SummerSlam and kind of harkens back to their Universal title match years ago, where this rivalry's all kind of stemming from, where Balor got hurt by Rollins. And I also kind of wonder what's happening with JD McDonough, because he was here like a month or so ago and no one has seen him since. But I can also see where Balor loses here, that it leads to him and Priest at SummerSlam, with the Judgment Day slightly imploding, with McDonough getting into the group and Priest maybe being on the outs with the group. But I just feel like we'll probably be getting another match between these two at the next PLE, because I just don't know who'd be next for Rollins as things currently shake out. Maybe Dominic gets a crack at him if he does in fact beat Cody Rhodes. Maybe Logan Paul just says, hey, I'd like a World Heavyweight Championship match, and gets it like he did for the Universal title. Or maybe there's just someone else lying in the weeds that I can't think of right now. But when Money in the Bank's over, Seth Rollins will be holding on to his World Heavyweight Championship. Now on to our co-main event of the evening. And this will be the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, where we'll see Zelina Vega, Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, Bayley, Io Sky, and Trish Stratus all going at it for the briefcase. Now, to me, what it seems like everyone's been saying is it feels like a slam dunk for Io Sky to win the briefcase, and this leads to her and Bayley feuding over it, to where the end of Damage Control is really in sight over this briefcase. But for me, I feel like it comes down to 3 people, and not one of them is Io Sky. I could see Zoe Stark and Trish Stratus kind of bickering over it, to where it's like Trish is like, let me win kind of thing, and Zoe Stark's like, I'm gonna take this chance to shoot up the ladder. And then I think Becky Lynch could just come scooting in and take the briefcase, and then this leads to like a triple threat little bickering potentially over the briefcase. But when things are all said and done, I think the person grabbing the women's Money in the Bank briefcase will be the same person who had her hands on it on Monday night, and I think Becky Lynch will be Mrs. Money in the Bank. Before the new women's championships were introduced, this felt like this was one of the last things Becky Lynch had to do in the women's division. And I think this could be a really good opportunity to do it. Like we were hearing when Trish Stratus first turned heel, that it was going to lead to her and Becky Lynch at SummerSlam, and I think them feuding over the briefcase could be the move. And I could also see Zoe Stark being added to the match to maybe make a triple threat, like I said before. I also believe Becky Lynch is one of, if not the most versatile person with this briefcase that they can have in this match to win it, to where she can hold the belt for an hour, which hopefully this belt makes it to the end of the week at the very least. Or she can hold it for a whole year, and everyone will just be wondering when is Becky Lynch going to win this, because she's a viable challenger for either title and a viable champion at all times in this women's division. So when things are all said and done on Saturday night, Becky Lynch will have a new piece with a briefcase for being the 2023 winner of the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. So now on to our main event of the evening. And this is being dubbed the Bloodline Civil War, where the Bloodline will be taking on the Usos. Now for me, I feel like this match has to go one way and one way only, unless there's some more shenanigans involved with the Tribal Chief, or maybe there's some new members of the Bloodline showing up who we've never seen before. But I feel like for this match, the Usos need to win, and I think they will defeat Roman Reigns and Solo in this match. Now I could see Jimmy or Jay turning on one another, to where this is all set up by Roman Reigns, and then this leads to Jimmy or Jay facing Roman for the title at SummerSlam, to where one of them is just left beat to hell when the show's over after the match, because it just seems like this roller coaster ride has been a swerve fest, kind of. But if all things stay the same and Solo and Roman are on their own and Jimmy and Jay are back together on their own, I think the Usos need to win, so they kind of look like, hey, they got Roman on the ropes, like they were right about all this, to where they got out of there and Roman's kind of crumbling around, to where I think if they lose, they kind of look like dummies, like, hey, you guys just left that dude and you couldn't even beat him, like, what are you doing, pal? But hopefully after this pay-per-view or premium live event on Saturday, we see the bloodline kind of even more crumbling down and Roman's reign potentially coming to an end. So that'll do it for my predictions for the 2023 edition of Money in the Bank. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Friday at 3 p.m. the Seth Rollins Finn Balor short hype video will be coming out. Also, Lions franchise unfortunately looks like it's coming to an end here in the next couple weeks, where videos are set 8 a.m. to noon Eastern every day for the next 2 weeks, and then it looks like the league's kind of over. Those will be coming out on this channel. But if you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to stick around for some of those videos and like what I'm doing here and more, hit that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.